I'm going to give it 3.5 pawns.
I would do 4 and 1 drunken.
Wow, 4.
Yes.
4.5.
Yeah.
5 pawns. 5 pawns. This is a golden pawn game. Welcome to the Drunken Pawn. I'm Stephen. There's Maurice. There's Basile and Theresa behind the camera. We have a special guest tonight. It's Katy. She was in the playthrough of this because this is the review portion of this show. We're reviewing Oktoberfest for Oktoberfest. A game of beers and delight and anger.
A game
apparently.
of beers and delight.
Lots of debate.
Yeah, lots of debate, lots of rules. Lots of
trickery.
There was no trickery.
We'll
see in the
There's
playthrough.
trickery.
There's some trickery.
But yeah, so we're going to get to the review here. Katy actually won.
Actually.
So you get to start the review.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Just.
It was pretty hard to learn at first. But then, about halfway through, you kind of unknowingly get the hang of it.
We're good.
That's my review.
Fair. I actually like a lot of the weird mechanics that come up in the game. It is a lot to go through. We must have spent an easy half an hour just trying to learn it from him and her.
Trying to figure out the...
Yeah, that was a tough one. But I gotta say, I really enjoy the way the odd mechanics kick in, because you really, at every point in the middle of the game at least, not towards the last 4 rounds, but in the beginning and the middle, you are trying to gamble like, okay, is somebody going to go for points? Is somebody going to go for coins? Is somebody going to go for these? I have to balance all of these resources. That was very engaging for as long of a game as this was.
Yeah, I don't think this game could be any shorter, just because there's so much stuff happening and going on, and like you're trying to remember each an aspect of the game. It's not for beginners. It's a difficult game to learn.
You turned 10? Let's jump in.
Yeah.
It's 14. You've never played a board game before in your life.
Yeah. Luckily, everybody here has played board games,
Yeah.
so kind of knew what we were in for. But it was rough to learn, rough to play. It's a rough game. Yeah, that's what I'll say for now.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I like the mechanics, especially how they broke it down into, we'll start off with lower numbers, medium numbers, high numbers, and just kind of like build on that throughout the game. It felt like it started off really, really slow and then picked up speed, which was nice. Because at first I was like, oh, we're going to be here all night. We're gonna have to split this between 2 filming sessions because it seemed like it was gonna take forever.
No, it says 90 minutes on the box.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. But overall, I really enjoyed it.
All right, Katy. What pawn wise? So we do it by pawns. So there's 1 to 5 pawns. What would you give it? 1 to 5 pawns.
What's my...
The criteria is how well you enjoyed it, how well the
my eagerness to
mechanics
play again.
Your eagerness to play again.
That's
a big one
to evaluate for sure.
Yeah. You gotta kind of add everything together.
What's the 5?
1 out of 5, yeah.
Eagerness to play again would be a 3 out of 5.
3? Okay, not bad.
I think I see where you're coming from. Yeah. Not that I know I see where you're coming from. I think that this is a tough one. I am actually curious to play again, but there's a part of me that's like, I'm curious to play again with people who've already played. Not because I don't want to play with anybody. Yeah, exactly. Like it would have to be this group. These 5 people, 4 other. Yeah, sure, 5. Whatever. There's a number in there. And that's not because I would dislike playing with another person, but like I want to play it again to understand more of the mechanics and to play with people again and see how the gambling and the betting and the backstabbing works. And it's really hard to do that when you spend the first 3 rounds just trying to get someone to remember all of the weird little rules. It's like, oh, by the way, now this is a thing. That's gone. You can't do that. make sure you win here. You don't have to win this time, but make sure you do win the next time because it's the last time. It's not the last time. There's a whole new set of cards. That's a lot.
That's a good run through the
For
game.
all of that, I'm going to give it a 3. And because it does say it's for 14 and up, 3.5 pawns.
Yeah, I don't know. This was a very hard game to understand for me, and I could not figure out the strategic
Strategy?
the strategy of it, the strategic aspects of it. Like I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna throw some stuff over
Yeah.
here and buy some stuff, and hopefully something turns out right in the end.
I think until we got some blue tints, that's how I was.
Yeah, well, you did very well. So your random playing worked out for you. Mine did not.
I was trying to maximize one beer and I just
Yeah.
did not.
See, I
work
started
out.
that. I started doing that at first too, and then I was like, well, maybe I should spread out and try to get a bunch of different ones so I could bet on more stuff at the end. Then I was like, no, because that kind of screwed me. Because now, the way the betting works, like it doesn't.
Like
Yeah.
and sometimes you just don't have enough to do anything.
Exactly.
Period.
Or you're out of coins, or you're out of patrons, or you well, besides Katy and Basile,
The
they-
1% over here. The top 50% of the world has 90% of everything. They had all the money, all the patrons. Steve and I were here with like 10 coins between the two of us and like 5 patrons.
Yeah, it was bad.
I was riding a hard 0 for a long time.
It's funny because we were very close in score, and they were extremely close in
yeah,
score.
it
so-
just doubled what we.
yeah, like triple what we
This is
did.
real American economy. Right there.
But yeah, so I mean, I'll give it a shoot. I'm probably gonna give it a 3 too,
Okay.
just because it's just so hard to get into and so hard to teach, and there's just so many little minute things that you have to remember. It's just hard. But what do you think?
I enjoyed the strategy of it because I did have a strategy. I really
Clearly.
Yeah. I was trying to get rid of all the competing ones that I didn't have. Like, buy those out and just get them out of the game as quickly as possible. So people would at least be forced, hopefully more often, to use the 2 that I had.
Interesting.
Yeah. It kind of worked out a little bit, I think. But, like, I like that you have those options for, like, just getting that tiny little edge. And you don't have to broadcast it. You can just be like, oh, well, I'll get rid of that, get rid of this, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, kind of, tweak the game a little bit to hopefully work a little better for you. So I enjoy that aspect of it. So, and, I like the cards and stuff. I wish they would have put the coins and how much,
The
the barrels cost on the card. I don't feel like that's too much to ask. But overall, I enjoyed it. So I'll probably give it a. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.
We're being very generous.
A little generous.
Yeah.
A quick note, in terms of design, there are no bags that come with a box.
Mm.
So all of these pieces are just supposed to go into the box.
Just an open
Is
box.
there?
Yeah.
There's not a spot for them.
No.
Or?
No.
Oh,
No,
it's
it's
just-
just like a dip in the thing.
you just dump it all in. And...
Yeah. So
We
the
put these back.
yeah,
Wow.
It's this.
yeah.
Oh.
That's
and
a thing.
and the cards too. So the cards just
Oh, so
go in
just-
there.
We put these bags in there.
Yeah. So the bags and
Whoa.
the cards just go in there. When these came, they were in little die cut casing, but they were in there because of the way the box is, they were in there like this.
Sure.
So that's why
They
everybody's
don't
having
fit.
trouble. They just don't fit
Interesting.
just a little bit, and it's like you couldn't have just like a little teeny bit, or maybe just made this a little bit shorter.
This is like
I
end
think-
of design, end of production style, kind of like
Yeah.
whoops.
They were like,
So-
well, some of this is messed up, but who cares? Just,
Yeah.
Because there was also
What were
3
the
blank
dimensions of the
cards.
box?
Oh yeah, there's 4 blank cards that just came in the middle of one of the decks. It wasn't separating anything. It just came in one of the middle of the decks. Ow.
That's weird.
Wow.
Weirdly.
Another design. Do you want to? You go on. Keep
No,
going.
no, yeah, so, yeah. No, you go ahead.
The other design note is that without a lot of context to what an actual German Oktoberfest is, this board just makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
Nor does the story of the mechanics still don't sit right with me. There's something I'm not getting, but if you get this game every single dot on here is a person doing an activity, and then there's oxes and horses and beer wagons and flowers and giant pretzels, and like, is
Also,
this real? It's
Also,
not
the,
real.
the beer is gigantic
It's
too.
fun.
It is fun,
It's
but like,
whimsical.
because it's like almost photorealistic, I almost went like, is this what it's like or not? I don't know. Like, it's cool
Well, look
art,
at the box,
but
too.
I'm so confused.
Look at the box. So if you look at the box here, this is a gigantic beer, and these are tiny people around the giant beer.
I mean, they
I
stuck
can
with the design,
understand
Fiction.
that.
I
I can
love it.
understand that.
but I don't
this,
want it to be fiction.
Yeah, like the
I want this to be-
massive,
Yeah,
like
Maybe it is.
animal balloon,
Maybe
or
it
balloon
is.
animals on here.
yeah.
Like,
I'm in for that. I'm in for like this giant pretzel building.
There's
you
another
know?
hidden pretzel.
Yeah, there is.
But yeah, so it's a cool game.
Another one.
It's tough to understand the purpose, though. I get what Maurice is saying. It's like, okay, so we bet on where we put barrels of our beer, and then we try and close out tents to get paid in points for how many barrels of that beer we're holding. So it is kind of like, it's like, why, what's the point? So,
Yeah.
It's unnecessarily complicated.
yeah.
Well,
Well, it's not I don't even think it's complicated. It just doesn't make much sense. It's like, how would me betting on placing my beer in the best spots and then competing with other people to have the most beer, but also getting paid in points rather than money?
It's the glory. You already have enough money. Glory.
But then
I
you're
went
closing.
bankrupt.
Did you win?
Yeah, so it's a confusing, weird, interesting, strategy-based thing.
It's one of those things where it doesn't make much sense in terms of story.
No.
Like
Yeah,
kind
sure.
of like the
Let it
cryptid
go. Yeah.
games.
For sure.
If you let that go, if you let that whole like Oktoberfest thing go and you stop clinging to it, you're like, okay, well then I can kind of can flow with it because the point doesn't really make sense otherwise. But if you're like really digging into the Oktoberfest thing, you'll probably be a little bit like, oh.
Well, at least this one
Had beer on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you compared it to the cryptid one, and the cryptid one literally had no cryptid.
That's true.
This one at least has beers, different
Yeah.
styles of beers, has people drinking
Yeah.
beers. Like
That's true.
There's
That's
at least that, and you're a brewery. Like,
Yeah,
which is cool. Like
that is pretty cool.
so, yeah,
I just now realized the number of people on here is
Dude.
the number on there.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, design.
Yeah, it's like
All right. Well, anybody have anything else to say before we get out of this review here?
no.
Really?
Other than just
Special
make
guest?
sure you read to the end.
Yeah, read all of the rules closely and multiple times.
There's a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I hope you like looking at tables.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that'll do it for this review of Drunken Pond of Oktoberfest. Hope you're enjoying your Oktoberfest, because this is going to be aired in the middle of Oktoberfest. So, grab your steins, everybody. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Throw some beer at it.
Throw some beer.
Like, comment, do all that good fun stuff, and we'll see you next time here on the review portion of Drunken Pond. See ya.